Hey Big Shot, you've probably been watching videos on YouTube on how to get views and how to get noticed, and it can be extremely frustrating because you spend all this time watching these videos, applying these tips, and it just seems like it's doing nothing. And then you get a guy who lives in his basement and he gets on his webcam and his video goes viral for some reason. You're probably at a point in your business and on your YouTube channel where you feel like you've just plateaued and you just don't know what to do. Using a proven process will definitely help in that situation. But in this case, I'm gonna show you guys in today's video on how you can get noticed on YouTube, even if you're a small channel. The first tip at getting noticed on YouTube is having a reoccurring character. And this is still something that I'm developing for my channel, but it's something that you can do for your channel, especially in the beginning when not a lot of people are watching your channel. So what do I mean by having a reoccurring character? The problem with most YouTube channels out there is they're all copying each other. They're all just regurgitating the same types of content. Now, the way that you can get your channel to stick out is by creating a character for your channel. So I'll give you an example. Like, think of a favorite book or movie that you like. And I want you to think of why you like that book or that movie. Does it have to do something with the story or the character in that story? For example, if you think of the Harry Potter series, that is a great example of somebody that has character in that story. It's about a young boy who learns that he's a wizard and he has to go off to a school.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Okay, so how does Harry Potter stick out as a character in that book series? When you think of Harry Potter, what do you think of? Well, for me, I think of Voldemort. I also think of the scar across his forehead, little things like that. Harry, Hermione, Scabbers the rat, different things like that. If you've read those books, you know what I'm talking about. And you can remember those things because A, you've probably seen the movies or you've read the books. One thing that you can do is having little icons or objects in your videos to help your audience be able to relate to and to make you stand out from other channels. So when you think of icons for your channel or you think of ways to make your channel stand out, is you need to give your channel a reoccurring character. And let's bring this down to YouTube standards instead of just talking about a book or a movie. If you think of YouTube, think of somebody like Casey Neistat. That is a great example. What are some icons that make Casey Neistat stand out on YouTube? The first thing that comes to my mind is the sunglasses. So Casey Neistat has his iconic sunglasses. He also has his iconic boosted board. And he no longer lives in New York City, but at the time, New York City was sort of his little playground that he'd use that for. As well as drones. He loved flying drones. That was another thing that stood out. It could also be locations. It could be your studio and what that looks like. Another example would be like Peter McKinnon's YouTube channel. He has a great YouTube channel where every time he gets in front of the camera, he's always like, "What's going on, everybody?" He does that what's. It's like a little tradition that he has for his channel, but it makes his character stick out. Other things that Peter McKinnon stands out about when you think of Peter McKinnon is probably his magic that he does. He loves doing magic tricks on his channel as well sometimes, just for fun. These are just little things that he spices up during his channel, but he teaches video tutorials on his channel, and he also includes that stuff every once in a while in his videos. Now for me and my channel, I'm still kind of evaluating on what I'm doing for my channel and that stuff, but just think of different things that you could do. It could even be the clothes that you wear. It could be the type of t-shirt that you wear. It could have like quotes on there or movie quotes, or maybe it could be a food that you eat like popcorn, or it could be smoothies or candy like Casey Neistat, for example. I wouldn't overthink it. I really think that you need to evaluate what's in your life that you have that you could use in your videos that people could really say like, I like this guy, he's kind of interesting, he stands out from the rest. Even if it's sort of silly and fun. And make sure that it's fun because your audience will love it. So Big Shots, I want you to comment down below, what are some other character traits from other YouTube channels that you really enjoy or that stick out to you? And I want you to try to apply these things to your channel, really evaluate of what you could do on your channel to make your channel stand out and not be so bland. Okay, so Big Shot, I'm gonna give you tip number 2 now. And tip number 2 is get them to watch longer. And so if you look at your YouTube analytics, which videos actually have the most watch time on it? Watch time isn't just great for getting you ranked in the YouTube algorithm. Watch time also helps your channel be able to tell you what your audience is actually enjoying on your channel, what they're watching the most, what they're spending the most time on in your videos. If you jump into your YouTube analytics, you can look at your audience retention scores, and this will tell you if they're at least watching 50% of the video. This sends big signals to you that your audience is enjoying this video. If they jump on your audience retention, you have terrible audience retention rate on a certain video. What was it about that video that made it bad? Look for the patterns in that video. Was it not enough B-roll? Were you just taking too long to get to the point? Is it the fact that maybe that content isn't really what your audience is looking for? Maybe they don't like that at all. A quick action step that you can do in your videos right now is go and look at all of your videos and see which videos have the most watch time, which videos your audience stood around the longest. A good indicator is this: if they're at least spending at least 50% of the time on your videos. 50% is a pretty average amount that most people spend on YouTube videos that you'll see in your analytics. Make more videos around that type of content. So big shots, like this video down below if you plan on looking at your YouTube analytics and looking for patterns in your watch time. Okay, and the third tip that I want to share with you for getting noticed on YouTube is looking for patterns with your thumbnails. Jump into your YouTube analytics right now, and I want you to go over to reach. Now, this is just like looking at your audience retention, except the difference is you're going to be looking at this and see how many people are actually clicking on your thumbnails. You could be having really good quality content, but people just aren't clicking the thumbnails. And this is a clear indicator about which thumbnails are actually getting clicks on your channel. So a good action step is to look for videos that have the most clicks on them. Not necessarily the most views or the most watch time, but the most clicks. And this will teach you how to make more consistent and better thumbnails if you actually look for those patterns with your videos. I've done this with my thumbnails as well. I've gone through a few different iterations with my thumbnails, trying to see what works the most. I got my most clicks on one of my thumbnails. And this is because I was looking for patterns with my thumbnails and seeing what is actually working out there. Another little trick that you can do is look at other YouTubers' thumbnails, the really big ones, and see what kind of thumbnails are they making. How could I take some ideas from that? Because those thumbnails are probably big thumbnails that are getting lots of clicks for their videos specifically. So that might give you some hints as well. But it's gonna be different for every niche that you're in. And so I can't specifically say that this is the best type of thumbnail. You need to look at the big dogs in your niche and see what are they doing specifically that is causing them to have really big clicks on their channel. A good click-through rate is anywhere between 4% all the way up to 10%. Typically past that, it's not too common to get bigger numbers past that. If you are, then all for you, man. So big shots, if you're still struggling with getting noticed on YouTube or getting any views on your videos and you need a little more help with that, be sure to check out this video series, which I'll link right here, which shows you the exact process for ranking your videos on YouTube. It shows you how to do your title, your description, your tags, how to find the best tags list on YouTube. It shows you all of that. So be sure to check that out before you leave today, and I'll see you next time, big shots.